What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Fury here, and I have another super exciting character review here for you guys. This one on another bit older character, this one focusing on Phoenix from House Angel. She is another assassin showing up on the channel, and I sort of just wanted to go through her skills and abilities for anyone who still has their Phoenix built up. I know a lot have been transferred or just replaced with another one of the newer Ranger girls, but we still want to know what Phoenix does. So stay tuned everyone, because we're starting now.
I wanna be immortal, like a god in the sky. I wanna be a silk flower.
So here she is, everyone's favorite Angel girl from, probably back in 2019. She released in conjunction with Wraith, so that was quite a nice anniversary time, I believe. But a lot of us didn't really get to see Phoenix in action, after the 200s or so servers, but she totally took her number back in the day. While we have been sort of, wishing for a rework on her skills, that nice old Faith Blade, she hasn't really seen that here in GXP2. So for players that still have their Phoenix built up, they tend to use her a bit as a stun bot, but we definitely want to dive in and look at her skill. So let's do that right now before we continue the conversation. Looking first at her active skill, Sword Assault. This is going to do 300% of attack damage, as well as an extra 112% of attack damage, which will specifically ignore armor. This will target 2 random enemies. The skill then also has a 100% chance to stun those targets for 2 rounds if they have higher HP than Phoenix. As she is an assassin class, these tend to have low HP anyways. She will most likely be stunning anyone she targets. Of course, enemy assassins as well might, get around this skill. You might also see this be a challenge in the test floors where she's always stunning your girls. I think there's a bit of little mechanic changes to this skill. She's always stunning my girls in test floors. And stun, of course, just makes the girl not be able to use an active or basic skill. Passives will still trigger, of course. The stun just means they can't make an attack move. Alright, let's go over here then to her first passive skill, Curse. This one is her basic attack, which targets the enemy with the lowest HP, dealing 130% of attack as damage, and that ignores armor. It's quite nice. She'll get a nice little boom in there. This is still affected by damage reduction, damage depletion, so keep that in mind. Flying through with these, Blood Feeding. This is her second passive skill. Whenever an enemy girl dies, she will gain herself 100 energy immediately in that moment, and increase her holy damage by 30% for 30 rounds. This is quite strong. Having your, let's say, more DPS focused girls, this can include Phoenix as well, just start taking down enemy characters so that she can keep charging up the Sword Assault, will help her just keep stunning the enemy, doing boatloads of damage. Back in the day this was a lot more damage, but nowadays it's mainly for that CC stun ability of slowing down the enemy team. And she does have a hard rate, like a really, high rate of stunning the enemy girls. You might as well go for it. And then the holy damage, which is a bit of a, I would say, weak attribute now that we know how it works. It's just going to do a nice bit of extra damage. Going to ignore armor. So we want to build her for speed. That's looking for sure. Her last passive here, these will be her passive buffs. Increases her holy damage by 70%, which is quite hefty. Her speed by 60, this making her one of the fastest girls in the game, and her crit by 30%. So you can see those nice big red numbers coming up. giving her a nice, you know, bit of attack. Not in this case though. And making her also immune to stun. So no matter how many neutron blades are on the enemy team, Psychic will never stun the Phoenix. He's just simply immune, untouchable, cannot be hit by such, you know, stunning abilities. But she can still be frozen, petrified, terrorized, or other forms of CC. So definitely keep that in mind. Seeing here as in the L3 meta, 1570 was quite a lot of speed. She was definitely a force to be reckoned with. Nowadays though, in the L5 meta, you don't really see Phoenixes going much higher. Mainly uses a stun bat in those instances. But let's go ahead and look at how we are kind of setting her up for PvP and PvE. The gear, I tend to just continue stacking on more speed. Of course, when you're fighting teams full of L5 characters, you're probably going to want your Phoenix at L5, but at that point, you might as well just go get another Angel Girl, like another Nephilim, maybe a Raphael. But for us still at the L3 range, speed is probably going to be the best to give her that nice balance of sustainable power. You know, her HP is only at 3 million, so it's quite low. And her attack, being here at the 77,000, is very low. You're not going to see a lot of damage numbers coming out of her. In the little clips here, you might see, oh, and the battle report as well, you'll see that she's doing around 3 million, 4 million. That's high end for her just because of how our meta is, and she's built for sustain. Look at the gear here. Speed, HP. I do have the ability here to test our, you know, PvE versus bosses in a moment. But energy as well is going to give her some skill damage, but it's only going to work on her active skill, which, again, we're seeing here that Phoenix likes charging up her active skill. The skill damage does come in a bit more handy, but it's still one of the weaker attributes, so just keep that in mind. But her antique here, of course, we're going to be using energy so that she starts off in round 1 with the ability to stun the enemy girl. At L5, if you've got her an excursion, you have some energy antiques on her and other speed boosters, she could be faster than an enemy Apate and kind of stun her and slow her down, saving your team from getting stunned. Of course, it's only going to work like 50% of the time since Apate can dodge. But most likely if you're facing an Apate, well, you're going to see that Phoenix is just going to probably get one shot. So her time is in the sun is a bit gone now. Yeah, because Apate's marks are just going to bypass her shields. She only has 3 million HP here, as you can see. Not going to be happy days if you're fighting Apate on the enemy team with an L3 Phoenix. So definitely watch out. The gear here, I don't have an assassin set. You might find most folks do not also have an assassin set, but agility is nice for the extra speed once the assassin meta starts up. And then you also have ambush, which increases their energy, which is perfect for Phoenix here. And then any future assassins, maybe like Drake, maybe like Rogan, that can benefit from gaining that extra energy, especially when energy is a commodity in this current meta. For PvE though, I've got this attack stone, and we can also use like Doran's Heart. Maybe you can use Key to the City and or Key to Heaven. Let's see here, her HP goes down significantly, but now we have 130,000 here for her attack. It's gonna be nice. And then look at that crit, 67% crit damage, 85%. Holy damage is still very high, and then you know her own skill damage is, you know, pretty boosted here. So we'll be trying out some modes like that here in the future, but her antique can be that Chain Blade Axe, it could be Soul Destruction, you could use Key to the Heaven, but I tend to like Thorns here just so she does a nice heavy number of damage. And then her potentials for PvE, I tend to like the backwaters for the most part, but you want to have your speed, backwaters, your baptism so that she doesn't get petrified or hit with another mark, you know, for example. Speed again, and then your shields, of course. And then in PvE, just full attack, just, you know, stack her up for damage, let that holy damage scale, let that crit damage numbers, you know, scale up, she's gonna be real nice for that, especially since a lot of her attacks ignore armor. Alright, and then we did also want to look at her elite skills. These are a bit mediocre, as with most girls. You probably just want to upgrade Sword Assault, since she's going to be deploying that active skill a lot of times. And it's just going to increase her damage significantly. And then I also have down here the Blood Feeding, which is going to be how much she increase her holy damage by. Every time an enemy girl dies, like 35%. It's not bad, but this would be one that she uses the most. Basic one as well would be the third one. This increases how much armor ignoring damage she does for basic. And then last here, just a little bit of a crit and holy damage boost. You know, why not? But again, you don't really want to be putting your elite skill resources into Phoenix. She's just a quick stun bot. But I mean, here it is as a reference. What is also fantastic about Phoenix is that she has a beautiful selection of skins. Yuki definitely gave her a lot of attention. Even from like the 5-star to the 10-star art. Just check it out. The Oath skin, Eternal Flame is beautiful. Her Radiant Plume. A lot of folks were very excited when this hit the shop. Just because they didn't have their Phoenix copies, but this definitely looks like your Discipline Committee type of skin. She was in one of the Steam passes. The skin is no longer available. So you missed out. We'll see if they ever give it back to us, but it's quite nice. You got the gears turning, the interesting outfit, and then she was also part of the beach skin event. So no, Yuki doesn't miss out on an opportunity, especially when a lot of folks thought this was going to be an Asylum. So that was kind of funny. So let's go ahead and, you know, just unleash her in some of the PvE modes. Let's try out Guild Boss 61. We'll go with his kind of attack and Thorns build. Giving her a nice hefty amount of damage. We'll see how she does. It doesn't really scale much with how we're doing, but who do we replace? I guess we'll replace Rogue. We'll have a Chaos Aura. Yeah, let's go with that. Maybe use Robert. Nah, we'll keep Kraken. How about that? He boosts everyone's attack by like 25%. His Nebula Core. Well, not a Nebula Core, his Ulti Core. So just go with this and see how she does. If we had a Neutron Blades, we could have, you know, kept trying to stun this boss, but I don't think Phoenix is really going to be able to do that. Just floating back here in the back. Quite nice. A little bit of number damage in there. Not gonna watch the whole thing, you know, just a few rounds here to see her animations and motions. I like how she like kind of flies up and kicks the boss. I don't really see another. Well, Linky kind of kicks a bucket. That can be like a little side note. But I want to see her like active animation here if it comes up. Okay. Wasn't too bad, but of course you're going to be using your Kratoses and your Jones in this mode. Let's get to the end here. Not bad. Almost 20 million. You know, this Joan definitely carries in this mode. But I guess not too bad. Go again, see if it's a little consistent. Yeah, much less. Yeah, not very consistent. Attack stone is a bit meh, but that extra holy damage I think is what's carrying her damage. But holy damage doesn't really scale well, so that's to watch out for. Let's see over here. I guess we can just keep that attack stone. Trader 2 HP. We're gonna be diving into the Angel House exam here for a moment. I guess we'll just give her Umbrella. Why not? Alright, so we're gonna be using Deerling, and I believe Phoenix is the boss, so we're just go like this. We don't really want to have a lot of characters in there. Skip a few of these matches. Oh, we lost that one. Who is the boss? Phoenix with some Selines. Maybe we're supercharging. Okay. Phoenix didn't really do much in that one. Let's try and watch one with Phoenix though, so we see how she's going in here. Typically for the Phoenix boss, you kind of just want to use Nephilim on her own, so you can solo it, because this Phoenix is just super busted in these later stages of house exams. We're about to hit here. Wow, okay. Yeah, I think it's just gonna be like an Nephilim solo type of match. Yep, there we go. Just passing those easily. Oh. Well, we made it to 79. We'll go from there. Phoenix didn't really help us out in this mode at all, because it's Phoenix. She's not even able to stun them, because, you know, Phoenix has that 100% immunity chance. And then I believe I had Sanctuary boss left to do. So let's give her thorns back. The rest of our team is set up already quite nicely. So. And I already took the liberty of doing the PvP type matches. So let us take out Rogue. No, yeah, we'll keep Rogue in, why not? We'll use Phoenix, Rogue, and the Psychic. We'll keep cracking it, why not? So this boss, I believe, has less CC immunity, so Phoenix can actually have a good time stunning him. And she will also be immune to his own stuns when he's doing his counterattacks. See, our girls here are already kind of stunned or not able to move. Poor Rogue. But again, Joan was the main DPS unit for my PvE of choice, just because his account's been very unlucky with Kratos. So I depend on Joan to carry us. Alright, Phoenix had a nice little hit there. But we're never going to see that circling stun on top of Phoenix there. Oh, she died. Well. Just because at low HP and also not being at L5, L3s tend to suffer a lot once you're like near the 15 range. They can just get one shot by the boss. You know, Rogue is probably just going to die here, and the Psychic. It's just our L5 girls that are left. But I mean, it was quite solid. We're up in the nice little range here. I'll probably hit the 40s. Or for 100 million. Yeah, let's hope for that at least. Oh, there goes Fenrir. Yep, we hit the 400 million there. Very nice. Phoenix barely making around 10 million. She's not going to scale very well. But it is what it is. Alright, in the PvP modes, you're going to be seeing the footage here. She's quite nice at being able to get off that first active skill, especially against teams that do not use Apathy, because Apathy will probably just one-shot her. She will essentially just deploy that active skill, stun a Kratos, stun a Vivian, prevent her from using her active skill round 1, potentially stun Nephilim, saving you from getting marked by Equilibrium. It's just very nice to have her as a quick stun bot, pairing her quite nicely with new generation Iron Fist, I guess. Maybe a Psychic, so you have more stun abilities going off. And especially in the older metas, she was very nice at dodging the enemy Psychics, because she always has her own tier, always stuns your girls at the worst time. Phoenix was just a nice, reliable character to outlive getting stunned, but being a bit squishy and Assassins kind of not being in the meta, Phoenix kind of has fallen, and you're going to be replacing her for your Nephilims. So anyone who has incredible stories to tell us and share in the comment section below, I want to hear those. Phoenix was an adorable character, and we absolutely loved her when she was dominating kind of in the 2019-2020 meta, but those days have since long passed. But of course, if you appreciate the information that's being taught out here, you know, this is a bit of a throwback character review, and you like the info that's coming out of this channel, feel free to like, subscribe, and let me know how your team is doing. I'm always excited to hear the news from around the community. And now for the bonus footage. This review was sort of, you know, to cover Phoenix while we still had her. Let's go over here to the cafe, buy ourselves some Nephilim, get ourselves 2, keep those extra 80 runes, and, you know, head over to our shards and purchase our copies, just to get them here unlocked. So we have our 5 Nephilim. Pairing up with our other 2 that were in here, now we have a nice amount. Let's get them unlocked here. You guys know what's about to go down. We have our 1 Nephilim copy here, but you know, 2 is better than 1, and we do have some diplomas. Phoenix did an awesome job for us, but in this case, we just need to, you know, go in with the new and use our double Nephilims for a bit of more PvP dominance, I guess. You know, climb some tests. Phoenix, you know, didn't quite do that, but here we go. Replacing. Nephilim is now here. Get our rewards, and I guess we'll attach to her the O skin. So now we'll have our 2 Nephilims. Well, thanks for watching this bonus footage, guys. You know, have a good one.